Hello everybody, today we're gonna talk about how to choose a phase to ride, how to choose and assess today's objective. So there are so many factors involved in that decision, and we're gonna see a bit all the main ones so that you can decide if yes or not you should ride this phase that makes you dream. First of all, and most important of them all, is the snow stability. So the snow stability is not just one factor that you can gauge like this if it's good or not. It's going to be a combination of different factors. So that's going to be the accumulation of fresh snow, the accumulations due to the winds, like the tracks that there could be in the face or not, and also the layers underneath. And for that, you're going to need to know the history of the snowpack, which you're going to find either in the avalanche bulletin or from asking people around you or from the experience that you've been noticing in the past days you've been riding. If you have a doubt or if you want to be extra cautious on a run that you're going to be taking, you always have the possibility of digging a pit. We made an episode about it, but once again, it's to be taken with a pinch of salt because the result of a snow pit will really depend from one zone to the rest. Has there been wind since it's been snowing? Yes or not? That might create either some snow accumulations, some snow slabs, which could be triggering, or it could also have been scraping some snow and leaving some ice in places or a crust, which could be dangerous in terms of skiability. Also, getting closer to ridges, the wind could have scraped the snow and left some sharks waiting for you to bite your board. Typical spot to look out for is the top of your line. There might be a cornice if the wind came from behind, and under the cornice there might be a snow accumulation. Depending on the aspect of your face, you might want to ride your face at a specific time of the day, because the sun will have a direct impact on the snow stability and on the skiability of your face. So for example, if the snow in your run is going to be bulletproof, or there's going to be a crust, or it's going to be slightly hard, you might want the sun to heat it so that it's going to soften that crust and that hardness, and it's going to be a lot more enjoyable to ride and a lot safer. But if you wait too long, it might become too warm and everything might start sliding. So sun can be your friend but can be your big enemy, so you have to be aware and take it into consideration for the timing of your descent. The biggest risk of avalanche is just under 40 degrees, so between 35 and 45 degrees, because it will have accumulated a lot more, so the consequences will be bigger. If the couloir you want to ride is a bit in a V shape, you know that your snowpack is somehow going to be a bit held. So that's going to help a little bit, not completely, but a little bit. If there is a convex roll, you know that there might be some accumulations above, under, and that your snowpack will not necessarily be sustained, so it might slide more easily. Same, if there are trees, the snowpack will be held more, but if it slides, you're going to get crushed into pieces. And one element that is very often being misjudged is the outrun, the shape of it, the obstacles that are going to be down there. So for example, if you have at the very bottom of your run a very nice wide outrun where the snow is going to spread out if it slides, it's going to have a lot less consequences than if there is a ditch or a forest or a cliff or an enormous run which is going to gather some snow, or some crevasses at the bottom if you're onto a glacier. So it's never just will it slide or will it not slide, it's will it slide and how will it slide. I talk about this a lot. What are these islands of safety? So they're points into your run where you're going to be able to hide from any danger, from slides, from rocks falling, from anything that's going to come down and try to take you down. So for example, that's going to be a spine, which you're going to be able to go on top and the avalanche will go past through, or it's going to be a rock, which you're going to be able to tuck underneath. It's basically all these points where you're going to be hiding away and where you're going to be able to ride to and from all the way down your run, and which are going to be making your run a lot safer. I'm trying to imagine all the worst things that could happen, all the falls, all the slides, and I try to see if it's manageable or not. That's a great tool to be giving the green or the red flag to your run. If you want to see an example where I didn't read all the factors in the right way and where things went wrong, you can find the edit on my avalanche and what I learned from it, and you can see how bad it can get. Take the time to read the signs, be safe, take the right decisions, and have fun.